Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Kind of cool. I just found a new shirt, so I'm pretty stoked up about that. Good way to start the week. But going back to Saturday's game, talking about some of our players of the game, offensively and special teams-wise, we didn't have one. Defensively, Deontay Gibson was our defensive player of the week. Thought Deontay was very active. Had one of his best career games, 2.5 sacks, 11. Now he's moved into 8th with 11 in his career. Playing at a really high level and did a very good job. Anthony Walker was very productive also, all over the field. Maybe one missed tackle that I could complain about, but the rest of the game I thought he played very well. Charlie Fessler was our offensive practice player of the week. Charlie's doing a good job in the practice field. Joe Gaziano, defensive practice player, and Johnny Moten did a great job last week in the kick game. So proud of those guys. And as we move forward now into this week, exciting week for us, homecoming. It's always great to get our students back and our alums back to enjoy homecoming festivities. It'll be neat to have the pep rally here on Thursday, then the pep rally on campus on Friday, and then the 20-year reunion for the team that I had the privilege to play for and with those guys. Should be a fun weekend. It'll be exciting to have Coach Barnett back as our honorary captain and be exciting there. But we've got to have a great week. Got to get back to playing the football that we did for 5 weeks. And play much more consistent than we did, obviously, on Saturday to give ourselves a chance to compete. Iowa's playing outstanding football. Coach Ferentz, terrific football coach, great man. His staff, they do a great job. Very talented football team. Very physical. That's what stood out. To see, Jordan carry the ball 40-plus times last week was incredible. Great performance by him. And then CJ's doing a great job taking care of the football. He's very athletic. And then defensively, Coach Parker does a great job. They're phenomenal up front, great linebacking core, and then they play fast and physical in the kicking game. And look at the job their secondary's done. They've made a ton of big plays. King has been a ball hawk. He's been all over the place. So, going to be a great challenge for our guys. But their attitude was great this morning. They came ready to work, ready to learn from the tape, and have moved on. So, with that, how about some questions?
Do you have any update on Matt Harris?
Yeah, Matt will be out for at least the foreseeable future. So what that means, I'm not going to put a timetable on. He's got a couple of broken bones in his face. So we'll probably evaluate where he's at, and probably a good time to ask me will probably be after the bye week.
Any neck rolls possibly going to be added?
Yeah, well, obviously we're ecstatic to have our partnership and be a part of the Under Armour family, and to see the throwback uniform with the new technology. They're pretty sweet, with the Rose Bowl and kind of patch in the middle and the collar, and then a great, I think, tribute to that team, and hopefully we'll prepare and play with that type of vigor and passion that the team that I had the privilege to play with and for did. But just really appreciate the partnership. It's great. Obviously, I have the brand store here downtown. It's pretty special, so it's pretty neat.
Looking at the film, particularly offensively, was the ineffectiveness more a result of not executing, or was it Michigan just disrupting everything you tried to do?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. We had some one-on-one opportunities that obviously we didn't win on. I think maybe we were 2 or 3, maybe 4, if I'm being generous, that we won. And, we talked about early in the week and then continue to try to press it upon our guys how important first and second down was going to be. And we put ourselves in 3rd and long almost the entire day, which, with their defense is a recipe for disaster. I think they're outstanding, especially up front. But we sure compounded the problem. Not physical enough up front. Didn't get off the line. We got the line of scrimmage pretty well. We didn't get out of the top of our breaks well enough at wide receiver. And then we had some 50-50 balls that we didn't win on. And I thought Clayton, hung in there pretty well and gave ourselves a chance to be successful in some of those plays, but we didn't accomplish it. So when we had a chance to get momentum back, we never got it done. And that, in that type of environment with that type of defense, it was a recipe for disaster.
Forgetting Michigan for a second, how much of it was, do you think, execution compared to scheme and play calling? A lot of first down runs,
yeah.
A lot of long 3rd down passes.
Well, I figure if I 3rd down pass it, or 3rd down run it, I'm probably more times than not going to get booed out of even a visiting stadium. So can't be critical a whole lot. We can't put ourselves in that situation. From a standpoint of our execution, I would say it was probably less than 15%. And they didn't do anything that we did not prepare for. I mean, it's probably where our offensive guys are most frustrated right now is, as I met with some of the leadership guys on our offense, I said, what could we have done differently? And they said, everything you guys showed us last week is exactly what they did. So, got to credit Michigan. They executed and we didn't. And, we got to win on those one-on-one situations. And we'll be in it again, the next 6 weeks. And there were plenty of times early in the year, first 5 that we did. So, just got to get back to accomplishing that.
To follow up on that, it's the first time this year that you trailed for any length of time, first time you trailed big. Did you sense that your guys kind of got down after the kickoff return and then after you did put the drive together and then missed the field goal?
Yeah, obviously I try to get points in that situation and try to have something positive happen for us. Defensively, we gave up more explosive plays in that game than we had pretty much the whole year. One maybe little scheme wrinkle that they put in on one of the pass plays, but the rest of the stuff we should have been successful on, which is disappointing. But I thought the defense settled in. I mean, our starting defense gave up 17 points, which is, I think they were averaging 28 points. So, from our starter standpoint, I can't be overly upset with the defense. But offensively, we didn't give ourselves a chance. We just didn't execute. And I think they're pretty good defensively. I mean, I think they're as good as we've seen. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. They up front, we couldn't get any movement on our one-on-ones and made it tough sledding for Justin. And we got to get our run game going. I mean, that's our bread and butter. We've got to be able to run the football, and Iowa will make it another challenging week. I mean, they're very good up front and very good at linebacker. Their safeties are getting involved in the run fit, so it's going to be a challenge.
Coach, on first downs in the first half, you guys didn't throw the ball past the line of scrimmage once. Was that why was that? Was that part of the game plan, or?
Well, we got to have more balance there. There's no doubt about that. From a standpoint of some of the success that we were having as a game moved forward, guys just won a little bit more one-on-one. We really felt like we needed to try to get successful plays on first down, and we felt like some of our run schemes would give us the best opportunity for that, and obviously it didn't work.
There are probably a handful of stadia that have a special atmosphere. The Big House, Ohio State. Do you look forward to creating some semblance of that at Ryan Field, where teams coming in know that they're going to have to fight a little extra battle?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that we're building and working on every single week and every year. It's a couple years ago I talked to Coach Meyer after our game, and he goes, "That was one of the best environments I've been in college football." So Ryan Field's got that capability. We got to continue to do our part on the field. We got to win football games, and just appreciate the support from the administration, trying to find new and creative ways to, get one more fan every day back, into Ryan Field. So just got to keep doing our part, and we can control what we can control, and that's winning games.
Austin Carr also not on the 2 deep. Any update on him?
Yeah, a little banged up coming out of the game, but ran around today, so I'd probably list him as day-to-day. Yeah.
So Fitz, going back to that 95 season, when you're talking to your guys now, do you ever tell them stories from back then to try and motivate them, get them pumped up?
I typically don't talk about me a lot. So if I were to reference that squad, it would be about what the team accomplished, and the chemistry. It's a lot of things that we talk about when we've had championship teams here, kind of what has been the secret and the glue that's kept everything together. So definitely draw upon that. Draw upon the battles that group won and how they did it, and then even more so about the fun that we had. That group had a lot of fun, and winning helps you do that. But that group had a great brotherhood, chemistry, and love, and had a lot of fun.
Does it make you feel old to have guys on the team that weren't even alive to see that?
Well, I just get up in the morning and I know I'm old, but that's just part of life, I heard a great line a couple years ago, is that days go slow and years go fast, and there's a lot of truth to that.
This is, I guess you'd say, a critical game in terms of the standings and the division, et cetera, but also perhaps from the standpoint of for the first time this year anyway, seeing how your team reacts to getting knocked down.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you got to get up off the mat. You get knocked down and you don't have the game that you're capable of having. You got to get up. There's no other choice. And I like the way the guys were this morning. They came with a great attitude, coached the you-know-what out of them, put the game to bed pretty quick, and then moved on. And I think I'll know a lot more tomorrow walking off the field. But, where they were at this morning, I think was in a very positive place.
After the game on Saturday, Dan Vitale said that something they were going to try to do is flush it. What have you seen that is indicating to you that they're flushing it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I thought they came in with the right attitude this morning. I think they were mad. I think they were mad at themselves individually, mad at the performance that we did not have any way, shape, or form to our capabilities on Saturday. And then talked about what did we do in the first 5 weeks to have the success. It was the way that we prepared, and then obviously the way that we performed, and needed to make a momentum play. And even field goal puts you down 14-3. We make that. You go out and you get a stop. You get another score. It's 14-10, 14-6. You're back in the game, even as poorly as we played, and just weren't able to get anything going momentum-wise. And it's tough to do when you play a very good football team. I mean, they're playing as hot as anybody is right now in the country. And you'd say probably Iowa's right there with them. So we're playing two teams that are very hot, playing well, and great challenges. So you got to rise to the occasion.
Length about what it means to you to represent the 95 team. Have any of them reached out to you this week, and do you think you'll get together, have any time to get together with any of them?
Yeah, we'll have a reception for the team in the team hotel on Friday night. I'll be pretty busy. Homecoming's a busy week for me. Obviously, I get to be here with you guys this morning, but we've got events pretty much every day, that fall under my plate. I take that all off the guys' shoulders, and, we got an event. I got an event Wednesday on campus. I've got something Thursday. Got the pep rally on Friday, and our non-travelers will be a part of the parade. So yeah, the guy, and then the guys that come back. I think we've got over 75 former guys in the 95 team coming back. That's pretty special to see that amount of I think love for the program and to see where things go. So that should be a fun weekend.
And then do you expect Coach Barnett to talk to the team at any point?
Yeah, our honorary captain always addresses the team. That's typically on Friday. So that'll happen on Friday.
Do you have a favorite homecoming game memory from your college career?
Wow, you're catching me off guard. We used to do something fun with the band. We're on Thursdays before, it's kind of their spirit session on Thursdays. The team would go and do an event with the band. And that year, in '95, if my recollection is correct, they had like a little VW Bug, and we packed in as many guys into it and came out and got the band juiced up. So, that's what college football is all about. It's meant to be fun. And there's a band, and all that. And that would probably be my best recollection. The games come and go, but just the camaraderie and the sharing and having fun with, students is what it's all about.
You guys didn't have as much success defensively on third downs as you had for the first 5 weeks of the season, I guess. Yeah. Was that more just like individual breakdowns, or did you see anything on film that Michigan did specifically? Yeah,
I would say early in the game, there was maybe a couple things schematically that we didn't perform well on. But then I thought the guys settled in pretty well, and then there were two in the second half we should have won on that we didn't win on. And if we win on those, we're right where we need to be. So, I mean, it was pretty much indicative of the defense. We were probably four explosive plays that we hadn't given up, 2 third down plays that we hadn't given up in the past, and you got to tip your hat to Michigan. They made plays we didn't.
Say what those schematic things were, or no?
So I'm 0 for 6 weeks on schematic discussion. So let's make it 7. You got to ask. So,
is there any extra added motivation that it's Iowa week for homecoming, given all the history from when you were here?
Yeah, I think there's extra motivation because they're in the driver's seat for the Big Ten West. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, they've put themselves in position by the way that they've played. They've won their games. They found ways to win tough games, close games. They had a bunch of guys get hurt on Saturday. It was impressive to watch the way they played against Illinois down the stretch. A bunch of guys stepped up for them. And that's a hallmark of Kirk's teams. I mean, they're tough. They're physical. They do what they do. They do it well. They execute fundamentally. They don't make mistakes. They typically don't beat themselves. They play very clean in all 3 phases, and you've got to execute to beat them. And more times than not, teams don't do that, especially when you play them in Kinnick. So I don't know. In my 10 years, I don't know how many times we've played them at Ryan Field, but it's not very often. So it's great not to be having to travel across the Mississippi, and going to need our fans and our students to show up and be the 12th man, and be a part of it. Be a part of it. It's homecoming. We usually get a great crowd for homecoming, and I expect that we will on Saturday.
And the punt game on Saturday was a little more rough than it had been in the past. Looking at film, did Hunter just catch the ball wrong, or were you able to?
No, he just executed poorly. Yeah, I mean, it comes down to him just being consistent with his drops and his line. Protection was great. Snaps were great. He's just got to be better at his technique. I mean, if you're to draw one positive of it, Peppers didn't have a return yard. So that was a positive where, especially in the Maryland game the week before, he was a difference maker in that game, without a doubt. So I guess so you could draw one positive from the punt game.
Any further questions?
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great week, okay? Go Cats. Thanks.